Hello guys, this is Vysh. We'll start today's editorial, the one nation, one election. Okay, very important one. I will show you mains questions also. Already in the past, a question has come in 2017 and I have put some mains practice questions also. I'll show you that first itself. And three shocking things are going to be announced this September 18 to 22. The special parliament session has been called. So one of them will be this one nation, one election bill. Another will be uniform civil code. Another one very big thing is that India's name going to be changed to Bharat. Okay, so first thing you should know that in our constitution already we have both the names. India, that is Bharat, that is written in Article 1. Okay, but still maybe the name India to reduce the usage or maybe it's be deleted or replaced, don't know. That one suggestion also is roaming around and it's going around. Okay, so it can maybe told. So these three things and much more, you know, this government suddenly certain things which you don't expect also they will announce. So that we can wait and see for September 18. So now here basically what is the meaning of one nation, one election? It is like in India, you know, different states are there and every state has its own elections. And so in a year, around 5 to 7 assembly elections happen. Okay, like now Karnataka election happened. Next Telangana will happen. I think Sikkim will happen. The next year, the national election will be there. Then Orissa election will be there. Like there are many states. Okay, so totally, if you see, the political parties are in election mode only, campaigning, populist policy, announcing freebies. This is what is happening the entire lifetime. This only is happening. Okay, so to avoid all that, why not the central election and all the state election be conducted on one single day? Meaning 2 voting machines will be there. You go to the poll booth and then you will select your prime minister also. You will select your chief minister also. Okay, so that thing, is it feasible? And what are the suggestions by different bodies like Niti Aayog or Supreme Court or Election Commission, the Parliamentary Committee, Law Commission, everything in detail we'll discuss and I will help you answer it also because the mains answer, because a question is expected. Okay, and in the world already Belgium, Sweden, South Africa are countries where this is already happening, meaning the central election and the state elections are happening simultaneously. Okay. So now India will be the 4th country if India implements it. Now 2017 a question came, simultaneous elections to the Lok Sabha and the state assemblies will limit the amount of time and money spent in electioneering, but it will reduce the government's accountability to the people. Meaning they gave the pro also, con also and asked you to discuss. So it's discuss. So you should not take a side. You should tell both the pros and cons and try to justify both sides. Okay, now we will give you questions based on how I will teach you today. Like first question, same thing, what are the pros and cons of simultaneous election? Is it feasible to implement one nation, one election in India? Elaborate. Okay, because now it's being talked, that extra thing I am asking you. Then again, how is American election model different from the Indian election model? Okay, should India switch to the presidential form of government? If yes, what are the challenges involved? So this kind of questions also UPSC has been asking. In the past already question came, election, American model versus the Indian parliamentary model. It is already asked in UPSC. So now in relation to election, they can again ask. Okay, because there USA, they are not having that president is like answerable to this thing. Okay, the Lok Sabha kind of system there. They don't have that. But here it is there. That is why here election has to happen on time correctly. So that is why should we switch to their model? Okay, because anyway both are democracy. And should we do that? And if doing that, what are the challenges? Okay, this is from Lakshmikant. You will get the answer if you read Lakshmikant properly, the second one. And then third one, discuss the historical evolution of the idea of one nation, one elections in Indian context and what are the other alternatives if it cannot be implemented. Meaning we are discussing about one nation, one election, but what if it cannot be implemented? It's very difficult or it's like budget issue, something is there. Then are there any other alternatives? Can we do some other shortcut, something to reduce the election expenses or some other suggestions can be given? So this everything you can answer after this session today. Okay, and this is how it will be there. And from today, editorial, every day I will try to include mains practice questions also. Okay, answers you will get meaning by the editorial session itself is your answer. Okay, so that you can practice from home. Anyway, if you enroll to my test series like this, hundreds of questions you will write in 1 year and you will be getting evaluation also. I will evaluate. So that's a different mains program, paid program. Okay, that you can contact in WhatsApp. So now, before going to the detailing, we'll see what other articles we'll discuss. First 2 articles are both the one nation, one election. But here, these articles are very poor. Articles are written by Shashi Tharoor and other congressmen. They are writing that this should not come and full negative thing. Mean the con side, not the pro side. The con side 4 points they have taken and they have just kept on telling negativity. Okay, telling it's all centers a trick, it is centers advantage. They are framing it. So that is also one side that after my video, when you go after learning pros, cons, everything, you go and read that, you will get more stronger points on the cons area. Okay, so that you can read it yourself, but I will not read that article today. Then this is some Gyan related article. It didn't make any sense to me, so it's not required. This one is Andhra local news, which we will not require for exam. Here we will discuss this one, women impacted more by climate change. Okay, so that one point the author has taken and expanded again and again, that I will quickly discuss after our main article. Okay, so the two articles to discuss. Then GST, we know GST month on month we are like lakhs of crores of GST people are paying, and it is reflecting in the portals also, GST website, and everything is going very smooth. So that just growth on year that we are just showing after COVID also, that data is written here. Okay. Then you know the gas cylinder, we have PM Ujjwala Yojana, and gas cylinders were given for most of the people in India. And then what happened is the statistics say everybody is not refilling it because the high price of the gas in global markets also, people are not able to afford the gas cylinder. So people are buying, using it 1 month and leaving it. So that issue, in form of charts, they have shown like 1 in 4 persons are not refilling, 1 in 5 persons are like this, and the price variation also, like earlier it was 500 rupees, then it became 700 rupees, then it became 1000 rupee. Now with subsidy again 200 will reduce. Now because elections are coming, maybe again 200 discount they will give. So like that, people are not able to afford that related graphs they have given. Okay, so nothing else to discuss there. Then the current affair packs, okay, the offers are going on, so please come in WhatsApp immediately, because after it gets over, don't come and ask for discount. Okay, the test series will be open entire year, but the offers won't be there. The combo packs are the bestseller packs, and this is what I recommend also, in case whichever competitive exam you are giving, watch my daily editorial, do my current affair PDF, every current affair question you will answer. That is my guarantee. Okay, so now the batch 2, that is closed. Okay, batch 2 1 year timetable program is closed. Batch 3, we are thinking about it. I'll announce it soon. Okay, now going to the main thing, a historical background of the one nation one election. So historical background, if I should take from 1947 when we got independent, and that time, you know, first election happened in 1951. Okay, first general election happened in 1951, and that time we had simultaneous elections. Because every state, everything was new, center was new, so we had parallel elections everywhere. We already have done simultaneous election in the center and the state. Okay, that time there is no panchayat, municipality and also local level elections not there. Okay, that you know came in 90s only, 1992. Narasimha Rao government only brought that third tier and things. Okay, so now here if you see 1951, then 1957, 1962 and 1967, the first 4 general elections we had done parallel in center as well as state, and we have done it very efficiently. Okay, but after that what will happen? You know, some states may have like president's rule, this thing will collapse, or the alliance will break up and then the government will collapse, or sometimes within 2 years, 3 years you have to do re-elections. That time the term started changing, and not only in the state, in the center also. In 1970, the Lok Sabha itself prematurely dissolution happened, and so 1971 fresh elections had to be done. So what happened is, after the first, second and third where full 5-year term was there, everything went jumbled, everything collapsed. Okay, so then 1983 election commission came and told we have to bring it back, we have to bring everything together. This unwanted election throughout the year is not right, we should bring it back. Okay, those days Indira Gandhi time itself election commission told this. Then for many years no movement was there, or it was like here and there some talks only. 99 again, you know, this Vajpayee's time and all, that time again law commission report referred that we should bring back the simultaneous election commission. Then again it took a break, and 2014 when BJP government came, they put like strongly, they told we have to implement one nation one election. And you know, this government has implemented many things which were pending, like pending for 30 years, pending for 40 years, 70 years, such things. Most of the things successfully these people have been able to implement. So this also 99.99% it will be implemented, and mostly announcement will happen on September 18 when the special session will come, which I want all of you to go and watch live. Okay, on Sansad TV, Lok Sabha TV, you can go and watch it live, and it will be very interesting. Okay, you will hear the actual ministers talking about it, they are debating. Mostly walk away will be there, the opposition will walk off and also that will be there, but still what are the points you can go and see there. Okay, and we will definitely make video. 2015, the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Personal Public Grievances, Law and Justice, headed by Sudarshana Nrthyappan, okay, remember that name, recommended simultaneous elections. Okay, so this is what you have to write when you write historical evolution of simultaneous election. 2017, a working paper on simultaneous election was prepared by Niti Aayog, which by that time had replaced a planning commission. Niti Aayog also told we should do simultaneous election. 2018, law commission told we should do, but there are many challenges. Electoral laws has to be changed, amendment has to be brought in constitution, and not normal amendment. Amendment when you do, you should involve the states, and 50% of the states should ratify. Okay, go and study Lakshmikant. There are multiple ways in which you can amend the constitution. Simple amendment, special amendment, okay, simple majority, special majority, and then in that special itself there is that ultimate one where it's very crucial thing that you are changing in the federal system or the basic structure of India, you have to involve the states. So this is that level of amendment. So that is why this all things in your answer you should mention. 2019 to 22, PM Modi and all the other ministers, wherever they go, wherever this topic comes up, they will keep telling we should have one nation, one election, we should have one civil code. Everything they were going on telling. Okay, finally in 2023, now under President ex-President Ramnath Kovind, they have set up a committee and told submit a report immediately on simultaneous elections. Okay, that means what? They're speeding up before the September 18th this thing, okay, the special session, and surely they will be announcing it on that particular day. We can wait for that special session. So this is the historical evolution in the best brief points. I can write many things under each point, but I gave you as a mains answer. Okay, 10 marker question come, you can write this. Okay, so your historical evolution of one nation, one election is done till now. Now we'll see the pros and cons, okay, in detail. And as per the Niti Aayog report only I have taken, Niti Aayog has told supporting, okay, like what are the problems that directs us towards this. We should definitely have simultaneous election. Okay, so here if you see, huge cost which is not even calculable. Okay, like we have in Bihar state itself 300 crore is spent on budget on this election, and then financial cost which are not even able to calculate, like where all these posters went, where all these workers you gave some money to, for rally and this thing, that thing, and all. There are many things which are not even shown in paper. Okay, so huge budget. Then huge loss of government manpower. You know, when election happen, if you are working in government sector, a teacher or something, you will go and have election duty. You have to go and do. So instead of maybe you're doing a teaching job or serving the people, you are going and simply sitting there to conduct the elections. Okay, so loss of manpower. Then these are the reasons why you should bring simultaneous election. Then huge administrative cost. Okay, meaning this transporting of things to here and there, then diverting this thing. Okay, like these are visible cost. Okay, so bigger invisible cost is also there, which like if when you're diverting like something to this thing, the place where the same point only, the place where they should be ideally be working or ideally be implementing something, that is getting missed. So like that a point you can use a visible cost and invisible cost involved. Okay, so just for that I added this point. And then machinery cost, like now we have EVM machines, then we have a VVPAT machine. Okay, VVPAT is voter verified paper audit trail, meaning after you vote, another one slip will come out like you have voted for this. So that is confirming that your vote went correctly. Okay, so that VVPAT machine was introduced, and now having these machines in different state election is fine. Okay, you need only that much count. But one day you need two machines in every polling booth, and you need across the country at a time on a single day or in one phase or two phase, however you are conducting. That means lot of money you have to push in for machinery cost now. Okay, so that this actually should come in the con. Okay. Then policy paralysis due to model code of conduct. Model code of conduct is something that is when elections is announced. Okay, like election is not like one day before, right? They will announce little earlier. Once you announce, then it's like a model code is active. That time nobody can implement any populist policy or any new project and all. You cannot announce, okay, bridge, this thing, that thing, all, because that is all you are trying to take the voters in your hand. Okay, so that model code of conduct comes into effect, and so no significant policies are able to announce, because as I told, every now and then elections are happening across India, so no good policies are getting implemented. People are all doing only the populist things and then focusing on elections only. Long-term policies are not coming. So we need simultaneous election. Then provide more time to all stakeholders like political party, Election Commission of India, paramilitary force, civilians, all these people, they have to prepare for the elections. Okay, so when you do every 2 months, 3 months, it is difficult. So give them time. So if 5 years correctly, even on the fixed dates election happens, it is a good thing. Okay, then the boosting the voter turnout, meaning, you know, some people, they don't go vote for national election, or some people don't go for state election. Okay, it depends on some people's nature, and also they are lazy also, again go and stand in queue and all. So what if you tell like, okay, every 5 years this date is the election day, you select your PM, you select your CM, over. So more people may come. Okay, because they get a chance to do it in one time. Then reduce the problems, like, you know, when voting happens, this capturing poll booth, communalism, regionalism, casteism, violence, lot of things happen, loss of property, and many things happen. So this all can be avoided if you reduce the number of elections which is happening in the country. Then reduce the use of black money. Okay, how much ever we tell this electronic bond and this election bond and everything we bring, and cashless we do, people will use their black money and convert into white during elections. Okay, so that and all we can reduce if you reduce the number of elections. Then focus on governance, as I told, governance rather than the election mode populist measure. Okay, for short-term political gain for a particular assembly election, you just do things which is favoring that state. Meanwhile, the big other long-term things you are not doing. So the country's governance is in problem. So these are all the good reasons you should write in your answer. as pros for supporting the simultaneous elections. Now I will tell you the negatives also, meaning the cons of this, okay, which the oppositions also is raising, and today's paper also, newspaper, you can go and read after this. So state ruling timelines and maintaining consistency, meaning the state, as I told, Karnataka now just came into power just 1 year now, or not even 1 year. So now you suddenly tell, okay, we are stopping that, conduct everything freshly. Will they agree? Will the states agree to do that? They will not agree, okay, because they will feel like somehow we have won the election. Now you are telling again reconduct election. What if we lose now? So that is one thing. And suppose you convince everyone also, and everyone came like, okay, today ready, everyone going to do fresh elections now, 5 year. What is the guarantee that you can maintain consistency? After 2 years, again, suppose some president's rule come, or somewhere the alliance will collapse, then again it will break, right? That time what you will do? Do you have any suggestion that time? Can you cover up that remaining maybe 3 years time or something? How will you do it? So that time, that is the challenge, main challenge. Okay, now, so it's like a democracy and federalism, both it's affecting. More points I'll show you. Then one voter list. Okay, like now we have separate voter list for the Lok Sabha elections and the state elections differently. Okay, so how to convince the state, how to invest money and time to make everything ready and make everything into one single list? Or should we convince the state like, okay, forget the state list, follow the union list now, meaning the central election list now. So this and all is a challenge, making a one single voter list. Then against the spirit of democracy, okay, because you are trying to artificially force as artificial cycle, okay, elections, which like people now, just now they voted in Karnataka election and came, now you are telling no, again you have to go and vote. So people will not be in that thing, voters will not be in that mindset, okay, like you are like a kind of making fun of us. We stood in long queue, we voted, now you are telling again vote again for Karnataka. So that again against the spirit of democracy, against federalism, okay, like I told, center has different issues, okay, like global maybe terrorism issue, Pakistan issue, China issue, these are all the issues Modi can tell during the central election time. We are fighting against that, we are bringing this, we are bringing that. But state, the problems are different. It will be their employment, it will be their some other general religion problem or something will be there in that state. So that are the issues which you should come and give us bold promises. Okay, instead if you make it same, the ruling government will have the advantage. They will come and tell the same Pakistan issue, same this thing, same national level issues to the state also, and state people will obviously like it and they will then vote. So what will happen is state and center, both the same ruling party will win. They will get that advantage. So it's against federalism. Okay, the states are not getting the advantage. Then center gets advantage, same thing. Regional parties are supposed to be at disadvantage because the voters are predominantly going to listen to the dominant party, which is the center, okay, because they'll have more fund, they are more in position and power, so they will have that more this also more reach to the audience, okay. Diminished accountability, okay, so having to face, like I told, at least because elections are happening now, these people are doing something, at least some measures they are announcing, something they are doing. If you keep it like, okay, 2014 election, then next is 2019, in between the 5 years, these people will not even worry anything. First 2-3 years and all, they won't implement anything, nothing, because anyway they are safe for 5 years. Okay, then only when the election is coming, that time suddenly they will announce some 2-3 bridges and something and all, and then easily they will win the elections. Then again they'll come to power, again 2-3 years they'll sit silent. So that problem will come. Accountability will get diminished. Okay, so that is the another reason, con reason. Then hung assembly, like I told, something happens, elections, sometimes hung assembly will come. Both are having the equal thing. You don't know who is the winner. So that time what will happen? You have to do re-election again. You have to do something. So then when you do that, okay, again the time will get switched. And you did it to do everything same time, but hung assembly came, again the date got shifted because of the re-election. So how now you will compensate? Will you just counter like, okay, the previous term you don't count? Like as I told, 5 years time is there for one state, one party. Suppose it collapse. So will you do like, okay, 3 years over, now we are doing re-election. So the new party which comes into power, they will have only 2-year term. Then again fresh election will happen. Will you be able to convince the states like that? That is one question which the author is asking, or this is how the opposition is raising the cons, okay, the negative thing. Then regarding the elections to local government in India, there are several challenges, meaning this is center and state. Now suppose you want to bring the local election also into this, for that also one con, okay, one problem. That these elections are state subjects. Okay, you know there is union list, state list and all, and also you have a union election commission. Okay, central election commission also is there, and a state election commission also there. So state one is the one who takes care of the local panchayat election. Okay, the other main election commission, they take care of the state central election and state election, but the local panchayat election is by the state election commission, SEC, different body. So now if you bring everything in one thing, then this body's value gone. No, state election commission is for what then? It's a constitutional body. Why why do we need that now if everything Central Election Commission is going to take care in one day? So that reason, that is also a con. In case this also they want to merge to one day. Okay. So these are the positives and negatives. Now we will see the various suggestions by different committees and different bodies about this. Okay. First thing is Chief Election Commission. I told you they backed the idea of one nation, one election from 1983. They are supporting this, and they are telling we are fully capable. Give us the fund, we will do it. We will implement the thing. That's what they are telling confidently. Then to sync the term of the State Legislative Assembly with that of the Lok Sabha, like I told, the term of the State Legislative Assembly has to be reduced. Okay. And increased accordingly. Okay, however the elections is happening now, like that. Maybe some are in the 5-year term or some are in 6-year term. Like based on that, you have to adjust front and back. So to do so, you have to change articles, which are Article 83, 85, 172, 174 and 356. Okay, so this what are the articles also I'll show you in the next slide. Then India has held the elections for the Assembly as well as Lok Sabha in those days, in 4 years, 4 terms. So there is no disagreement on the adequacy and efficacy, meaning we are able to do it. Its idea is actually practically possible only if you have the fund and if you can convince everybody. Okay, so only thing is now you have to think whether the local body election also has to be merged with it. Okay, this also somebody has given suggestion. Now one radical, as I told, one extreme solution is that switch to complete presidential form of government. Okay, in such a way that the president is not accountable to the House. Okay, that is how in USA there are fixed election date, and that is why there without any problem the synchronizing challenge and all is minimum there. Okay, switching to this one will actually but meaning basic structure of the constitution you are touching. So it's a very big radical change. But again, as I told, one question I asked you in the starting, in case you cannot implement in this form, what is the other solutions? So these are alternate suggestions. Okay, alternate solutions which you can suggest. Then synchronizing only the elections to Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, meaning now Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha election also happening separately. So center and state maybe you are not able to do, you are telling elections, budget, everything is increasing. But in these elections also budget is there, problems are there. So first to do small things, first merge the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha elections together. Then maybe do the president and some other election together. Everything first try to do all those things on one day. Then maybe when that is successful, then you can extend it to the other things also. Then according to a research by IDFC Institute, if elections are held at 6-month interval, there is a 77% likelihood of voters favoring the same political party for alliance for both state and Lok Sabha. Meaning, suppose BJP is ruling, then it's just, they are telling a survey they have taken, 77% chances there the people will go and then vote here also BJP, there also BJP, center also, state also BJP. Okay, it can happen the opposite way also. Okay, like in Orissa and all other states, you see they are still how much ever BJP does any progress there or anything there, still the voting in Orissa you take, they have the BJD party, the Telangana they have the TDP party, then the Tamil Nadu they have DMK party, they are winning. Okay, Kerala you have CPIM party. How much ever you give them like Vande Bharat trains, you do some new programs, new schemes, any COVID vaccine, doesn't matter. They will still not vote for BJP. That is their own reasons to believe that way. They have that, so they won't vote. Okay, so that way. Now they are telling if they conduct simultaneous elections, 77% chances that people will vote for the same in both places. Okay, and the figure drops to 61% if it is elections conducted 6 months apart. So this is just a data, as I told, suggestions and things given by different bodies like IDFC Institute. You can quote this in your answer. Okay. Now fixed election dates. Okay, another suggestion, make the fixed election date like the American model of elections, like president, vice president, House of Representatives, Senate. These are all US things. There are not everything happens on fixed election date. Like that here also do it in fixed election date. Can be in regular different dates, but fix the date. Like every 5 years, this date it will happen for sure. So like that you can control many things. If you cannot at least do the one nation, one election concept. Okay, then alternate leadership scheme. Okay, that is this in parliamentary system. If the government falls before its term, meaning before 5 years, 2 year or 3 year, one solution what you can do is don't do re-election. Okay, when it's election is that only problem. No, don't do re-election. One government is falling means immediately the second largest party is there or the opposition is there. Let them come to power immediately for the remaining 3 years of the term. Okay, then conduct election exactly when the 5 year comes. So election will happen only every 5 years. So that is also one interesting suggestion. Okay, alternative leadership selection scheme. Okay, Law Commission has suggested another alternative, categorizing states based on proximity. Okay, to the next general election, meaning now there are some 2024, you know, this is going to happen, national election. That time, 2024, many other state elections are there. So that which is easier to combine, that you combine first. Okay, everything is anyway in 2024 in different months. So it's very easy to convince them. Anyway, 3 months more left for your term. You all come together, we'll all do one day voting. Okay, then the remaining states, 30 months later. 30 months is actually 2.5 years, meaning when the midterm of the Lok Sabha comes, that time do the remaining people's this thing. So other states will get at least 2.5 term they will get, right? Like Karnataka now 1 year they are in power, 2.5 more years they will get. So around 3.5 you already got the power. Now at least it's easy to convince them rather than telling now itself go and do. Understanding? So like that, that's a very again interesting suggestion by Law Commission. So these are the excellent suggestions which you should write because these are by bodies in India, okay, different bodies in India. So now we did pro, we did con, we did the historical evolution, we did the various suggestions. Now is the legal changes needed in the constitution and this thing, what we have to change. I told you article 172 and 83 which deals with the duration of the House of the Parliament, which guarantees them 5-year term, that place some changes will be needed, okay, because based on dissolution, how to dissolve this thing, there some changes will be needed. Article 85 which deals with the president is to like summon each session of the parliament, and the parliament session should happen every 6 months gap. So like that many things are there which is not in sync now. The center and the state one is not in sync, so there some changes has to happen, okay. Then article 174 which is regarding the dissolution of the state legislature, there you have to make changes. Article 356, okay, where president's rule, where you meaning early dissolution or the constitutional failure of a state happens and then you tell, okay, failure of constitutional machinery, that there some changes will be there. You cannot, as I told, maybe you will ask the opposition party to take power that time. No need to dissolve the state. So like that change you have to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 articles you have to change. Then you have to change the Representation of People Act 1951 which deals with the election. Then you have to change the rules of the procedure of Lok Sabha, okay, where again some things are written about when you will address this thing and all. Then in state assembly same thing is there. Then there are anti-defection laws again which people are switching parties and many things, and there may be certain rules we'll have to change. Okay, these are the possibilities which we will definitely need changes if we are strictly implementing one nation, one election immediately. Okay, so this also in your answer in case UPSC asks what are the legal difficulties and challenges for implementing, these are the places you have to write. Now your answer is suppose over. You have to give a proper conclusion or maybe an opening line also. I have taken 3-4 excellent lines which from the internet only I have taken, so you can use them. Simultaneous election is an idea whose time has come. However, since the issue is concerned with the federal structure of the constitution, it needs to be discussed and debated properly across the political spectrum to assuage the concerns of regional parties. This will make it easier to implement the idea in the country. So in a very positive way forward type, you can write this one line as a conclusion. If you don't want this, you can use this one. Ideally, the one nation, one election system should reduce the amount of time, energy and resources invested in the conduct of polls. If simultaneous polls do reduce the duration of conducting polls, political party will have ample time to address national issues and enhance governance. Okay, so this way you can write or you can conclude. Then the concept of one nation, one election holds promise as a positive change, provided it is executed with meticulous attention to policies and regulations. Forming a dedicated group consisting of constitutional expert, think tank, government official and political party representative is essential to working out the intricate details of implementation. So this also is a very good way of concluding. Okay, one more. In a country where elections are celebrated as festivals, the transition to holding them once every 5 years nationwide would indeed akin to a grand Maha festival, consolidating the democratic process and reducing the administrative burden associated with frequent elections. So your choice which suits your taste or which remembers or combine all this and make your own line, it doesn't matter. So a very excellent conclusion line also you get. So your answer is complete. Your mains answer is complete. Okay, so I've tried to do it in a more detailed way, but still the more crisp way. Okay, one slide only I showed for each thing. So this, how much ever you study and remember and revise, you will get more marks. And this is what we are doing in our editorials. Every day our editorials, I am just now today told it's a very important this thing, that thing and all, but every day we are doing this only. Last 2.5 months we are doing this. Each topic I am giving you in your mains answer format. If you study this alone, your free mains coaching happen. Okay, complete free mains coaching. Only for practice you can join our mains test series and then write, so that I can evaluate your papers also. Because some people know to study things, but they don't know to write it down. If they know to write also, they don't know to format it. If they know to format also, they don't need to don't know to highlight it. Highlight meaning the examiner should see that excellent line which you have written. Okay, if everything looks same, then how will they know that you are different from others? Something should be in a box or maybe in a double quote or maybe underlined or maybe highlighted. Something you should do that your main points stand out. That catchy word should strike it, and then only they'll give you mark. So that I will tell you when we evaluate the papers. Okay, that's why I tell you our mains program, at least next batch when we launch, try to come and join. Okay, so that is the first article. Now one more quick article, very simple article, and we'll wind up in another 5 minutes. Okay, so climate impact on women. So author is telling climate change is happening, and that's the biggest problem this generation is facing, but it is women who is suffering. Okay, women and children are the one who are suffering the most, whether it's floods or whether it's earthquake or whatever happens, heat waves, anything, it's women who is suffering more. So we should develop a woman-led program, or the world programs which is against climate change, the woman should lead it. Okay, that is what the author is suggesting. So now if you take gender equality and environmental goals are mutually reinforced and create a virtuous circle that will help accelerate the achievement of the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goal. Okay, this is told by OECD. This full article, they have used the quotes and quotations of different bodies. So this also you can note down. OECD has told this line, okay, gender equality and environment goals are mutually reinforcing. So it's like a virtual circle, and if you take it hand in hand, then only you can achieve your Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, there are 17 Sustainable Development Goals which has 169 targets that you can achieve by taking this hand in hand. Now, the impact of climate change, I told, the effect of this thing is varying according to location, socioeconomic status and gender. So that gender point is focused in this full article. ILO, International Labour Organization's quote. Okay, they are telling in 2030, 2.2% of total working hours worldwide will be lost due to high temperature. People are not able to work, so that means hours are working, and total is actually equivalent to 80 million full-time jobs. How much our work time is there, that much will be lost. Okay, because of just heat issues. Then United Nations thing. Okay, we saw the OECD, then ILO. Now United Nations 2009 told, across genders, women are considered to be highly vulnerable and disproportionately affected by climate change than men to the impact of climate change. Okay, so they have risk on health, safety, quality of life, and especially in the developing and less developed countries, in low income area, they are more vulnerable. Okay, because they are depending on natural resources. Okay, they have to collect their fuel and wood and water and everything by walking long distances. Okay, so women are more likely to live in poverty than in men. Okay, they are low risk, and they are actually responsible for the food and water and other homely unpaid work also. So the rural woman has this burden of access to clean water, adequate cooking fuel and nutritious food. So it can cause risk to their health and safety issues because of the long distance they are traveling. And predominantly it is, again I told, South Asia and the sub-Saharan African regions. Okay, now according to ILO again, over 60% of working women in Southern Asia and sub-Saharan Africa are still in agriculture. Okay, where they are underpaid and overworked. Okay, so despite being the backbone of the food production system, women only own about 10% of the land, meaning they're working there full time with their husbands and family, they're working there, but they don't own the land. Okay, so that is also one thing we have to take care, that women should have ownership rights also. Now another study, McAllister study 2023 has highlighted that there could be 1.2 billion climate refugees by 2050. Okay, climate refugees, climate related problems, people going away, it can be that much. So according to UN study, 80% of those displaced by this climate issue are women and girls. Even in Nepal 2015 earthquake, they are telling, UNFPA, they are telling, Population Fund, they found women are the one who are more exposed to trafficking, exploitation, etc. after these kind of natural disasters. Okay, and there is decreased access to employment, education, essential health service, sexual and reproductive health care, psychosocial support. All these are gender specific women issues which you should highlight in your answer. Okay, the heat stress, it affects the workers a lot in the sector, especially in South Asia and Africa. Okay, so already they face significant challenges in obtaining resources, expertise and technology. So it's the same point, but in different quotes of different people, they have written again and again. Okay, again see agriculture, so low education, low technical knowledge, and they are seriously impacted. Okay, so you have to invest more in women's education, in training, in climate related impacts. You have to teach them. Okay, then only you can bring them out of poverty. Okay, so women has a lot to offer. They can be maybe leading it also. You can reduce the negative impact of agriculture. So that India's one example they are telling. You see this SEVA, Self-Employed Women's Association. They are already teaching women farmers how to respond to shifting climate patterns to support themselves better. So this support group that educate the public and all, they should be given proper funding and proper awareness and all, and it will help designing more climate policy decisions. That is why they should come in the forefront, first in the local level, then in the state level, then center, then even international level. They should come in the forefront. Enough training and funding, everything should be given to them. Okay, in South Asia, another program they're telling, Gender and Climate Change Development Program is there. Okay, so which aims to increase women's influence in policy making. So that globally also you should take similar efforts and then try to implement it. Okay, so we can say that developing and emerging countries urgently need women-led climate action. So one point, but they wrote it by quoting different bodies, showed the examples of SEVA and this Gender and Climate Change Development Program, and this is how they just concluded. Okay, very lengthy article it was, but important points I have told you. This much only is required. Now again later good articles will come. You can collaborate that points also to this one. Okay, so these are the two articles. Now in non-editorial, there was a thing like mission accomplished, Vikram and Pragyan go to sleep. Okay, but before going to sleep, Vikram has done something which again made India proud. So that in a separate video I will do, because some pictures and all I can show you there. Okay, so I'll wind up this video now. You can come and WhatsApp me for the test series, which are the individual packs of current affair or the combo packs of current affairs, which are bestseller packs. WhatsApp number is given to you, and more announcements are going to come. Just keep supporting. And again, thank you for all the Teachers Day wishes. I got all messages, more than I think 500-800 messages are there in WhatsApp itself. In Instagram there are messages. So YouTube comments there are messages. So I couldn't reply everyone individually, but thank you for that. And I will again try to show some messages also in some other video which I do. Okay, so just WhatsApp me and stay in touch in Instagram and WhatsApp. We will come with the next episode. Thank you and have a nice day.